What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Triple T podcast for knife makers. For those just joining us, that's Tools, Tips, and Talk. We'll discuss info for the knife maker. The knife
So
maker. The knife maker in a world where we do YouTube and podcast for the knife maker.
And we say, for fuck's sake, about 100 times before we actually would get the right recording, but not here.
For fuck's sake, that is my all-time favorite. There is nothing else. Anybody ever wants to ask me, like, hey, you send me a message if you're interested, but what is Dennis really like? For fuck's sake.
Maybe they don't watch my videos. Maybe they don't get that joke.
Oh, maybe they're like me.
Yeah, you watch other people's videos, dick.
Oh, what do you mean?
You know what I mean.
That's funny. Soon, my friend, soon. Well, I'm Jerid from Echo Blades, and as always, I have my co-host, Mr. Denis Tyrell from Tyrell Knifeworks.
Yo.
And we are very grateful for you joining us on this, I guess it is America's 249th birthday episode, huh?
Is it 249? Is that how old the country is? Mm-hmm. Next year's going to be a big year, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is. How was your 4th of July?
It was good. We went to a friend of ours, their parents, whatever, have a house on the Delta. So we went up and kind of boated around. We really just, anyway, there's a place up there. You park your boat, you throw water balloons. It's just like a big giant water balloon fight on the water. It's pretty fun. But yeah, there was a bit of drama. I'm not going to go into it, but teenage drinking is not a good thing. So let's just leave it at that. Too many teenagers drinking leads to mayhem.
Weird.
Not my teenagers.
This is weird.
Imagine how that happens.
Yeah, that's odd. That's odd.
How was yours?
It was good.
No mayhem?
No. So I have a hot take. Are you into fireworks?
Yes and no. Fireworks is like it's not that it's not a thing. It's banned. Like you cannot use fireworks anywhere in Canada. So I never grew up with fireworks.
Oh.
Well, at least, sorry, I haven't been everywhere. Everywhere I've been in Canada, fireworks are absolutely illegal.
Like everything else.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right. So not a thing for you. You didn't come to America and just buy up all the legal, insane, and illegal ones that you can get here in the Bay Area?
I have used them before. In fact, Kayla bought some to throw off in our little cul-de-sac, and the ones that fire up like 4 or 5 feet. So we did that, which is okay. I'm not a big fan of like the Roman candle things because I've seen shit go sideways with those. I've seen enough video. Those scare the shit out of me, actually. I'm just waiting for one to hit a car and a car to blow up. But yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So I love fireworks. I love the shows. Like that's one of the cool things about Friday night at the Friday or Saturday night special at the A's games. They used to do big fireworks shows, Disneyland. Like I love, the actual shows, but I've never been the guy that gets off on buying a bunch of fire.
They're fucking expensive.
Yeah. And I got a buddy that spent a good amount of money and in a place where they have them, right? And they can make a bunch of stuff go boom, boom, boom. It's just not my thing. And I guess, and I'm older too now, so my kids are older, so we don't do it. But I mean, like I really think so for the kids, you need a couple sparklers and some fucking things, some snap crackle poppers, and I'm good with that. But I promise you, I don't think I saw 8:30 on 4th of July. I was out. And that was pretty much the theme of the weekend, man. I had nothing planned, and I loved every minute of it. We did a little barbecue, hung out at the house. Didn't do much, watched the movies, and just kind of did low key.
We weren't actually that far off because we left the house on the Delta at I think 8 o'clock. We were home by like 8:45. I think we were in bed by 9:30. So it wasn't. We weren't that far off.
Yeah,
and we did nothing.
I didn't even hear any. Normally, it's like it's not that bad out here, but where I grew up, there was always fireworks, and then the knucklehead gunfire shooting off, and
Gunfire.
shit. Yeah, come on.
What do you live in the Wild West?
You've never been in. You never heard gunfire on 4th of July?
No.
That's
Maybe
good.
I've never lived in the hood.
That's good. You hear they do it in Livermore. Get out of here.
I've never heard gunfire.
Have you ever heard a gunfire?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's like it's always just boom, 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 and yeah, I didn't hear anything, so it was cool. I enjoyed the day, celebrated the day, but not my thing. So, and there was a bunch of local cities that had their fireworks shows canceled because fireworks warehouse blew up here, not too far from our place, about a couple hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the warehouse that was. This is sorry we have to cancel our fireworks show because our inventory blew up in an accident. So, I thought that was pretty cool.
I bet that was a good show.
Yeah, and then San Jose canceled theirs just because there was an accident. So not that there's
no knee-jerk reaction kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyways, but that was cool. And then really though, for the past 17 years now, 4th of July is always my son was born on the 5th. We were in the hospital most of the 4th of July when he was born, and he was almost a firecracker baby, but he held on till the wee morning hours of the 5th. So, yeah, got to celebrate my son's 17th birthday. We went out golfing in the morning, and then again, just hung out here, did another barbecue, and had some family over, and it was cool. It's good. I can't believe that dude's 17 now.
He was just 13. What happened?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stop that shit from growing.
Yeah, that's my baby too. So yeah, interesting. He's a good kid though, man. It's that's the best part of it also. And now I'm stuck in between this, like, like I think I remember being 17 and not quite realizing how fucked up shit's about to get. Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't go to college, right? But you got one more year left of
reality's going to kick in.
Street. Yeah, you got one more year of the easy street, and then shit starts to get real. But I don't think it sinks in yet. So,
does he know what he wants to do?
No.
I mean, most kids at that age don't.
No. But. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's thinking probably the service, some kind of service right now.
Really?
Yeah. It's all in the wind right now. We got a whole year, so we'll play it as it goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. Get him through high school and all the rest of that. But yeah, that was cool. And then yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it was hot this weekend, huh? It heated up. But 4th of July was perfect. It was a beautiful day.
And actually, I would have rather it be reverse because it wasn't quite hot enough to be on the water. Like, it was fine to be on the water, but like I didn't want to be in the water.
Right.
So I wish it was a little warmer, like 90 degrees that day.
Gotcha.
But yesterday was warm and Saturday was warm, but we like sat on the couch all day Saturday and did nothing. So
nice.
It didn't really matter.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what. So because it's my son's birthday, my wife normally, and I would do the same. I would always either take the day off. If it was like on a Thursday, I would take the Friday off or the Monday or something like that. But we're generally taking some time off because it 4th fell on a Friday. I didn't put in for any time off, and then woke up this morning, and my wife and I go for a walk every morning, and she was like, "Oh, I'm tired," I'm like, yeah, I'm not really digging having to go to work. Like I still struggle with this every single day I wake up and I think about calling in. It's still, it's, it never goes away.
Doesn't your boss listen to this show?
Yeah. Well, he'll agree. He probably thinks the same way. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Every single day I got to make a solid decision to be, a responsible adult and show up and go to work. And I do almost perfectly. And this morning though, I was just like, God, but yeah, that's absolute no calling in after a long weekend. That's just, you can't do that. So, but yeah. And then she tells me she had the day off and I'm like, why didn't you tell me? I would have, so, it was just really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the long weekend, a couple days off. It was just really, really good. It was really shitty to have to get up and get to work today. So, and I blame my wife for having the day off and not letting me know that was the plan.
Well, someone asked me, how's retirement? Like, how's the knife business when on July 4th? And I said, I would have been just as happy being at home in the shop right now as being on this boat. That's how good it's going.
Yeah.
I would have been happy as a clam being home in the shop on a Friday. But
yeah. That's cool. So, 4th of July, long weekend.
You reading the notes?
No, I'm checking. My phone just went off, so I don't know. I forgot to put it on focus. So
it's actually been a good week. For sales, had a couple knife sharpeners sold. I've already sold 2 of the revised changes to the Sand Shark without the motor. So actually, first order I've ever had, which was, I have on my website that you can do a local pickup, but never has anyone ever done that. Well, until now.
Oh, nice.
So I have a guy that's actually coming to pick a Sand Shark up. So that'll be interesting.
Cool.
And I just sold two expensive knives today. So
which ones went?
The dagger and the buoy with the nickel in it, and the twist on top.
Yeah, I know you're doing this hand gesture. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know how to describe it. The one, the nickel shim with the twist with the ironwood handle, that one. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah. That's been good. So, maybe we're over that, the hammock. I don't know, but it's been a good week.
Good.
But, and now I got 3 to go on the website tomorrow. Actually, 4, because Parker's knife will go up on the website tomorrow. And it's his first knife officially for sale as P-Dog Knives. So P-Dog Knives will be live on my website. It'll be a different category on my website. So if you want to support Parker, and I think his first knife will be listed for $200. So it's not going to be crazy, but go check it out. It's a really nice knife, actually.
Yeah. I saw. I didn't get to see it done, but he was. Oh, there it is.
And there's I'm trying to show Jerid the maker's mark. Oh, it actually shows up pretty good.
Are those sunglasses?
No, it's just really dark.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's hard to read in a maker's mark that small, but it's a bulldog with a knife in its teeth. So
got it. Okay, yeah.
So
yeah. No, so I this weekend I had to. My shop is a disaster, and it's really, really, really getting in the way. Like, it was fine when it was the Blade Show push, but now I know when I go out there, it's like gonna be cleaning, and I just can't. For the life of me, all that bullshit about being motivated, which I am, right? I want to go out there and do it, but it's like it's just gonna take a good chunk of time to get shit squared away. So that's why I have you. So I said, I'm going over to Denis's house and I'm going to grind a knife and force myself to get out there and do that. So that was cool, man. I think I had used the Tobin jig on a chef knife, and you know, I think everything has its particular purpose, and I didn't. I had some issues with it, right? And it was strictly because of the style of the knife that I was trying to grind, and my complete lack of understanding of geometry and how it actually would work in that with that knife. So I had some issues, and then Dennis kind of explained a couple of things to me that made a little
Yeah,
bit of sense to me at the moment, and then and it's not a like Dennis says it, I don't believe it type thing, because that's not that's not what I'm.
sure seems like it.
There's plenty of look, man. I love busting your balls, man, but this isn't the one, right? I really have a thing where even in golf and anything that I'm learning, right? I it's generally threes, right? So I ask three different people the same question, and if two of them agree, I kind of take that as gospel. Like, and I don't lead them in any direction, or I just kind of let them do their thing. But that's kind of the way I'll make a decision if I'm completely unsure and trying to take direction and suggestions. But
That's a good rule in life, not just.
yeah, yeah, but it it definitely is a standing thing. But so I do that a lot. But the what I was remembering was is when I first bought the jig, I had watched a bunch of videos on it, and I'm the kind of person that will not do something and just sit there and overthink the shit out of it. And
No.
that's one of the things that I completely, I think is a quality of yours that I admire, is that you just jump the fuck in there and do it. And then I think I know now that, I bet you 90% of what you've learned and stuff is just by getting after it and then fucking it up and then stopping and thinking about it after.
Yeah,
And yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And that's not me. That's just, I don't, the fear of failing and all that crap. I don't want to get all into that, but I think it was good for me not to even think about it. Just jump on there and start doing it, and then figuring out it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And long story short, the jig is great, but you got to use it with the right style knife, and I didn't do that.
Yeah, and let me elaborate for folks that don't understand what you're talking about. So the Tobin jig is basically a cross slide where you put the spine of your knife up against I'm sure many have seen it. Well, because you're putting the spine up against a cross slide and you're holding the spine there, if the height of your knife changes dramatically from the tip to the heel, the angle is going to change, right? Because the the spine is fixed. The knife is tilting towards the platen, which is unlike if you are freehand grinding, you're grinding on a facet and you're moving it with pressure. You're not fixing where the spine is. So you have to be mindful of, if you're going to do that with a knife on the Tobin jig, you have to either compensate for that or like grind it differently, or just not grind that kind of knife. I think the Tobin jig is exceptionally good at things like daggers, um, swords, things that have a long straight bevel. What it's not good at are things that have really curvy bevels.
Yeah. I mean, again, and this is the part where you and I were kind of going back and forth on it. I mean, it was made for culinary knives, but it definitely, the heel to the edge proportion has to be somewhat um, regular or
Yeah,
proportionate, right?
or you
If you
have to compensate like
or you,
Tobias does in his grinding example,
yeah,
which he
yeah.
doesn't mention in the. He should really mention that.
There's a bunch of them, and I don't know if he did, but yeah, he dropping the handle as he was bringing it across to get the low side up to the higher to the
Yeah,
same elevation. So, anyways, it was good, and I ended up getting impatient, and I steepened the angle or shallowed the angle and ended up like washing out a bunch of stuff. So I abandoned abandoned ship and went to freehand grinding. And that right there is that was a victory for me because it's been a little bit. And you know, I think if you're not grinding regularly, it takes chops and you have muscle memory and all that good stuff, but it's not like, playing with your beat off socks. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? So you gotta. It doesn't come that naturally. But I was really pleased with how I was able to kind of, um, and that's one of the things I think you learn along the way if you've been making long enough is that I think really good makers aren't perfect. They're just really good at fixing their fuck ups, and so that's what I was attempting to do, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. So. Um,
I've noticed that there's a lot of different, un, unlike the knives that I grind typically, like buoys and hunters and stuff like that, where I don't think you can do what I'm about to describe. But with chef knives, you can do a lot of the like grind on the integral bolster attachment,
yep.
like grind on top flat on that,
Yep.
grind like on a really steep angle. Like you can do all those things when you don't have a bevel line, like a plunge line. You can do all those things that you can't do,
Yep.
when I'm grinding a buoy. So you got a lot more tools in the toolbox.
Yeah. And there's so many different methods. There, the rest, the push stick, there's just
Yeah,
it's
rotary
endless.
platen.
Rotary plat and freehand, all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Overall, man, I was a little defeated there for a second. But I left feeling good and fired up again. So I'm good, man. I'm glad I got out and did something. That was
yeah.
cool.
Uh, those two knives that are going on my website are two of the three knives that are going, or four knives, whatever they're going on my website. I just ground the bevels using my new Ameribraid grinder.
Nice.
So did the bevels the other day on those. First time doing a bevel with the Ameribraid, was super happy. So if you guys need a grinder, a 2x72 grinder, go get yourself a fastback 2x72 from Ameribraid. They got all the attachments, the best surface grinding attachment on the market, plus other cool attachments. I love the rotary platen. The new drop away deep sea platen is the platen I use almost exclusively, unless I'm using another attachment. But go check them out. Also, they also have the Hyper Disc, which is a disc grinding super tool that has all kinds of little attachments. Jerid's got one, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much you're using that thing, but maybe I'll come over and use it.
Yeah. You should. Yeah. I
uh,
use it. I use it a lot.
it's
It's
got some
good.
cool attachments. I like those, like the abrasive kind of wheels you can get for them.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's the secret trick right there. They
Yeah,
even got like burnishing tools, things that you can attach to it. It's like it's endlessly versatile and it's a great tool. So yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Merit
So
braid
go
for the win.
check out Ameribraid. I gotta find out from Kevin if we have a discount code or something like that. I haven't hooked up with him on that. But go get yourself an Ameribraid at ameribraid.com. Some of the best grinders on the market, and Kevin and Eric are great guys to deal with. So go
Absolutely.
check them out.
Yeah, that's so when I bought the hyperdisc on the pre-order, um, the I've met them a bunch of times, but I didn't order it as, Echo Blades or anything like that. So I was just some customer named Jerid, and I think it was Kevin called me and just said, "Hey, thank you for the order. Let me know if you need anything. If everything goes good, blah blah blah. Appreciate the business." And I just thought that was a stand-up move from any company, but to just personally call somebody that randomly put in an order with their number and reached out like that. It was a great customer service. So they'll definitely take care of you if something's a little goof booty.
For sure.
Cool.
So, um, I want to talk about the Triple T series that's going to be coming up. I think I'm going to start it this week. Something that Parker's been bugging me on for probably 4 years.
Oh, and to mention, just at the tail end of the Ameribray, that was the Triple T that Denis did this week. So if you want to like a
Yeah.
good review on all the ins and outs of the fastback, go check that video out.
Yeah. That was last week's video. Jerid's just late.
That was last week.
You said this week.
No, last week. Well, okay. Yeah, I did say this week, but
I'm
it was
just
the latest
in
one.
your balls.
It was the latest one. I don't watch them, so yeah.
It's the latest
Okay.
one.
All right, here we go. This is perfect transition before we get into your next Triple T series. So we had this thing go on with the Tobin jig, and I sent Denis a link to a YouTube video. This fucking guy texts me and lays it on with me. Oh, sure, you'll watch someone else's YouTube videos, but you won't watch mine. And for like, I'm very split millisecond, I actually felt bad. I was like, oh.
No, you didn't.
I seriously did, man. I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. But you put out some good content and then I'll watch it. No, but I did though. I was like, oh man, that's funny. That was good. So, I have a heart, dude. I like busting your balls more than anything, but yeah, that one was like, oh.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
So, new Triple T. What's going on?
So, part of this kind of sparked when I had, because Parker wants me to build a lot of things, or he's asked me to build a lot of things. Some I've done, some I'm never considering. But when I had Trey on after Blade Show, and we had the discussion about the Balisong knives, and Parker has been wanting me to build a Balisong knife for, probably over 4 years. So I'm finally going to break down and do a series on building a Balisong knife.
You should have did that in June.
In June. No way. Too busy before Blade Show.
No. There's a joke there. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get it, but
yeah, it's all good. It's Pride Month. But anyways, go ahead.
Oh, you're going to hell now.
It's official, boy. It's official.
So I am going to make a Balisong knife. I'll go through the whole design. And the reason I'm doing this on a Triple T is because it's going to get a little technical. There's going to be a lot of milling. We're going to talk about designs, why this design versus that design. So it'll get pretty technical. So I'm sure it's only going to be for the knife makers. And, that's actually my issue with, I love making folding knives. They just don't make good videos. Because they're just so, okay, we're going to drill 5 holes now.
Yeah.
Now we're going to tap 5 holes. Like, this is so exciting. The Balisong knife, I think it'll be at least a couple episodes, but I don't know. I may have some grief as I build it, as I get it done. But we'll see if I get the first episode out this week, which will be just on design and the important things of Balisong knives.
Well, cool. I love it. I can't wait. I may watch those.
Yeah.
You have any idea how to make one?
I do, actually. I've actually made, this is way, way long ago when I first started, before I was really even had the YouTube channel. I did try to make one. It was just an abysmal failure because I made the handles out of aluminum, and it was just bad. And that's what I'm going to talk about on Thursday, like the two main designs for Balisong knives and why I like one over the other. And we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Cool. How many episodes?
I have no idea.
Until you're done?
Till I'm done.
All right.
I need, honestly, and the other reason is I need some Thursday video content. So I think I'm doing other things. So usually when I have these series, I'll spend a day every week doing that series. So we'll see how long it's going to take. I don't know.
Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting.
That's
that's out of the box though. That's I don't know if I've ever looked if anyone has done that, but
You don't see a lot of balisong knife videos, like
yeah,
making balisong knives.
yeah,
And Parker's like every teenager, was a big balisong kid, so he knows quite a bit more of them than I do, and what's important, and
gotcha.
you know what they look for. Because I'm looking at the one he showed me. He goes, "Oh, here's one," and I'm like, "It doesn't even close all the way." And he goes, "Oh no, actually, you want it that way because it's easier to grab and index." And I'm like, "Fuck, I wouldn't have done that. I would have actually made the handles close completely." But
Right,
yeah,
gotcha.
so
Well, that's interesting.
yeah, but and I think Mr. Gabriel. I'm not sure if he goes by Gabe or Gabriel. We're going to delay our get together another week, I think, because he had some other plans. But so I had to push forward um, making the Damascus for the Midwest Knife Makers Guild hammer in. I'm really excited about this pattern. I think it's going to be awesome.
It looked absolutely bitching. The
Yeah.
shims were, that's that's gonna look cool. I don't know if you're telling them about it, but
It's basically, it's just, I've never done kumai like this where I've made the cladding. It's 33 layers alternating 1084 in copper, and it's 16th inch 1084 in copper. And that is compressed down to like 3/16. So it's really, really, really fine. And that's the cladding. And then there's another layer with the 1084 core and another layer of 1084 cladding on top of that.
yeah.
So there's going to be this streak of really, really fine copper mesh kind of.
Seeing all the layers though on that cladding was really cool. It looks
Yeah.
bitching just in the billet,
Yeah.
not
So,
even forged yet. That's cool.
and then it's going to be bordered by a thick copper because I had to put copper between the next, like the 1084 cladding again. So I forged it out today. Looks good. I used my ring Damascus dies.
Okay.
Looks like the Audi. Someone said, "Hey, it's like the Audi pattern,"
Oh, jeez.
which exactly it is. It's a great way of describing it. It's
I thought of a belly button. I did not think of the car.
not an Audi, an Audi. Um, so I'm curious. I need to like do a little bit more forging and thin it out, but I'm curious what it's going to look like with those ripple rings on it.
Nice.
So, but I should have enough for a buoy and a small buoy or a hunter. And so one of those, the smaller one, is going to be what they're going to raffle. I'm leaving it with the guys for the Midwest Knife Makers Guild guys, and they're going to get to raffle that guy off. So that knife off.
Cool.
So yeah, so that'll be cool. Yeah, because my first session at that hammer in, I'm doing 3 sessions. The first session is a kumai theory class, all about kumai and how to do it, all that stuff, and then guard fitting, and then handle shaping, followed by I'm at North Star Forge doing um, a full 2-day class on guard fitting and handle shaping right after that. So limited spaces for that available. So go check out North Star Forge and check out the class there. And the big buoy is what I'll be working on there.
Cool. You just gonna like profile it out and do all the business there, or
It'll be all done. Like the blade needs to be done. The ricasso area, like when you do a
because
guard,
you're doing the guard. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
the
I'm following
ricasso's
you.
got to be done
Yeah. Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to be sanding that after.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
So
you.
it'll probably be sanded to like 400. Um, so that usually what I like to do is sand it up to like my second last grit, and then I just do the last grit. And I'm not even actually going to etch this thing because it's only 1084 in copper, so I'm only going to coffee it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but If you don't want to make your own copper Damascus, you go check out Baker Forge and Tool. They got all the fancy patterns. This pattern I'm doing is actually inspired by something at Baker Forge, which is one of their, I think it's the Aurora pattern, like the one. Anyway, it's the one where like there's black on the top, black on the bottom, and there's like the copper in the center.
Yeah.
Maybe it's River of something, I forget, or volcanic river. Maybe that's what it's called. Sorry, Coy, I don't have all your patterns memorized, but it's one of those. They have so many amazing patterns over at Baker Forge for their steel. You got to go check it out. Use the discount code T10. Do you know what they got up this week? I
do. They have a Firestorm Dam Core Ripple.
Nice.
Yep, that is live right now. And if you next week on the drop, if you use the Baker Forge app, you can get 1 day early access to the drops. And because it'll be Tuesday now when you guys are hearing this, and there'll be some scraps left. So jump on that. Yeah, jump on that next week for sure for whatever awesome pattern they got dropping. And they also have all of the premium etchants live and ready to go. The OG Gator Piss, Gator Max, Gator Heavy, Max for your stainless, and Heavy for the blackout effect. And the brand new Gator Skin Nano Ceramic Technology to help you beat off water off of your blades. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll beat other stuff, but
hydrophobic power.
Sorry, that just something I'm not going to say on air came to mind, but okay.
Yeah, it'll repel everything. So you got to put it on your beat up socks.
Why do our sponsors even like us? I don't get it.
So Rainy Day Forge, yeah, go to Baker Forge and Tool T10 for discount on that large cart that you put in, and make sure you use that for your order and save yourself some doll hairs.
Doll hairs, yes.
Yeah, Rainy Day Forge. Justin sent me a reel about somebody with some. Anyways, it was the end result was like, thanks. It was a sweet gesture, but it was mostly cringy. I can't even explain it, but it was funny. It was a good time. I had a good laugh. So thanks for sending that, bro.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I see a little video, whatever, little meme, not a meme. Usually it's videos that I think are hilarious. Then I'll send to someone and they're like, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sent one to Noah. I know he's a big Lord of the Rings fan, and it's this like reggae Rasta version of it was like all AI generated of all the characters on Lord of the Rings if they were all like, Rastas. And they were playing like to me. I thought it was hilarious. He didn't think it was funny.
I was kind of like, huh? I know it was good intended though. That's the main thing. They can't all be bangers though.
That's right.
Wins. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Cool. You know what I haven't used in a while that I'm kind of itching to use is my two Basterds fat peen. Straight from the beat off to the peens, dude. Because if you're in the market for a hammer, go check out Frank and Nita at Two Basterds, Smithy and Supply. They got all the peens that you need there. It's mine and Denis's go-to hammer when we're forging or I'm hitting the hammer. Hey, Coy, just FYI, I did get the message that you sent to Denis about me missing the fucker. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, when I'm using the peen though, it's always a two Basterds. So go check out the two Basterds for your next hammer.
I had posted the picture of Jerid the panda hammering his knife, and Koi sends back, you need to update that picture with Jerid missing the knife and hitting the handle.
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
I have another secret one actually that I didn't show you that I'm keeping for stickers at Blade Show.
Oh, nice.
Thanks to Mr. John Chandler.
Yeah, good dude.
I'm also I've been going back and forth between that Kumai billet for the hammer end and my sword for the military challenge, which I'm just going to start telling you guys what it is. So I'm going to be making, I think is, well, at least if you live in the US, probably the most iconic, I think is one of the most iconic weapons of modern, like, okay, it's not modern, obviously it's not a gun, but of our military, which is the US Marine officer's sword, which is the Mameluke sword, which is it's like a saber. There's some history to it. The original saber was given to, I don't remember. I got to look it up. But anyway, it was given to some guy way back who was a Marine, whatever, and that became the iconic U.S. Marine officer sword. So I'm going to be doing that sword. It has a hilt that's made out of brass. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I want to do this thing in brass in the blade. And I've never done that. And started looking up the melting points of brass, and it was making me nervous. And then of course, I have, Mr. Coy on speed dial.
Yeah.
Messaged him and said, "Hey, what do you think about that?" And he's like, "Yeah, we don't use brass. We stay away from that. We use bronze." But I did find an alloy of brass, a 230 alloy, which is red brass, which is a pretty high copper content, but it still looks brassy. So I'm going to be using that. So I'm waiting for some of that to arrive. So I'm going to do a little test knife with that, which is probably what I'm going to make with Gabe Keeling next week. Is we're going to make some of that. We're going to attempt some of that brass
Nice.
my.
Okay.
So that's in preparation. I have the Damascus mostly done for the blade that then I'm going to add brass to. So anyway, it's going to be a little more complicated. I'm doing a mosaic, what I would normally do for mosaic, but instead of tiling it, I'm going to twist it. So it's kind of like a half explosion that I'm going to twist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
then
with brass.
that's what I'm going to use as cladding, and then brass, and then a core.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll look.
You tired of losing this challenge?
I said from the beginning, my money's on Yako.
Yeah.
looking at his knives and seeing what he's done, I think he's, Yako, don't disappoint me, man.
Nice.
My money's on you for this one. He's an awesome smith, and I think he's I think he's going to be the one to beat here.
Yeah, he's a badass for sure.
He just did a couple where he did the Canadian flag in mosaic billet and did 3 keyhole hunters.
Yeah, he did that with the American flag too, not too long ago.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yako, he's Canadian.
He did one with America. He was selling fucking American Damascus pattern keychains at a Blade Show, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Huh. That seems very, it's not very Canadian.
Jesus. I think it's ultimate Canadian. Oh man,
Yeah, now I'm going to go look. I'm going to look him up and see, did I miss something?
you did 100%.
I see Canadian flags. Canadian flags. Oh, I see little keychains, but not a
There's a
knife.
there's a knife in there way back when.
All right, I'll trust you.
It happened.
Okay, I see it now. I see it now. Okay. Once in a while, you're right. Not very often.
See, Canadians do cool things, but if you want to go check out the coolest of them all, you should go check out Lawrence Lake from Maritime Knife Supply for anything knife related that you need to put a build together, whether it's an American flag or a Canadian flag. He's got it all: steel, abrasives, machines, tools. A lot of our sponsors are so you can get all their stuff from him as well. Denis's favorite service he does, he will cut your steel to whatever desired length you want for your Damascus builds. So make sure you go check out Maritime Knife Supply for all your knife making needs.
Yes, and that is my favorite, that he cuts the steel, because that is a terrible. There's certain things I don't mind doing, and that is not one of the fun things that I like doing. I don't mind taking the mill scale off, but cutting it up is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Did we finish the two Bastards one?
Yeah.
Oh. I just was seeing a whole bunch of posts from Frank, a bunch of pictures of him and Nita. Those two just look like they're having the grandest time. I think they're traveling somewhere. I don't know.
Nice.
Just saw a whole bunch of pictures from them. That's a happy couple right there.
Yep. Agreed.
So, yesterday I was working on those two knives, and told you I was going to do, so these are AEBL. They're one's 100 and one's a Sand Tiger, so they're smallish knives. And I thought, I'm just getting burnt out on doing, the stone wash finish and all this, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to old school on these. And so it's, hand sanded finish, metal pins. I haven't done metal pins. I don't remember the last time I put stainless steel pins like in a full tang knife like this. And now that I got it done, I really like it, and I'm like, I got to do more of these, because I think it looks, and just back to the silver finish. And I'm showing Jerid on the screen now, and I'm like, why am I not doing these anymore? I just feel like everyone's doing the stonewash finish, because you can sandblast it and it's easier. And
Well, that's all it is. Nobody likes hand sanding, so
right,
they're getting away from the satin finish. But
yeah,
it looks good.
yeah. I was I
It's
was
been a
really
while
happy with both
since
of them.
it's been a while since I've done a metal pin too. I think that's what
Yeah,
like most people start with, anyways.
yeah, I think so. A lot of people do the brass pins and stuff, but
Yeah, and then you find out there's G10 and yeah.
there is definitely some extra time sanding the pins. There's
Well, if you care,
definitely that, so
right?
you don't dome the pins and or put the
Leave
little,
the J hooks all over them.
and the ring around the pin, right? If you
Yeah,
just sand it with your hand, you'll get the little
yeah,
donut around the pin, and
yeah,
yeah. But it didn't take me that long, and yeah, I love how they came out. So
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, it's good to get back to the old ways once in a while.
yeah. How'd you finish it up?
I finished these. Well, they're stainless steel, so I wasn't going to use the gator skin. So I coated these with some pelican paste,
Mm-hmm.
just to shine up the handles, keep those nice and lustrous. Put some nice pelican paste soft wax on these babies, and yeah, they're good to go now. So if you need something to put on your knives, hard wax, soft wax, pelican oil, which I never did get around to getting at Blade Show, so now I got to go on the website and buy some. And you need some hand salve and soap to keep your hands all pretty. Mine look like talons of a dragon right now. Or you need some. It's butter not. Is that it is okay.
You
I'm
better
not sure.
not. You better not mess that up, dude.
Yeah. To season your cast iron pans. So all that stuff and more, go get yourself some at Pelican Paste. Use the discount code T10. Tell Travis we sent you because, he's a good guy and we want to tell him that we sent you.
Yeah, he needs to know. Jeez. It's bottom line. He just needs to know.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Well, our last guy, sponsor, not guy, we had some pretty big news come out of his shop in the last couple of weeks. You probably have already known. I think last week we were talking about it, but I think he made it official. He's rebranding Rock Solid Scales, and the official name is Grip Tech Industries, and the IG handle is Grip Tech Official, and Grip Tech is now called Grip X. So he did put out a post last week, kind of explaining what was going on, and there's a bunch of reasons. If you're the way he explained it, it kind of makes sense that this wasn't just a out of the blue thing that he did, but it's been in the works for a while. And long story short, it seems that it was easier for him to rebrand than to kind of deal with some not really legal stuff, but some trademark stuff from the Grip Tech name, I guess, overall. So same product. He is now really focusing more on the Grip X, kind of exclusively. He did mention that he got into doing this just because of wood, and he still got a shit ton of supplies there, so that's not going away. But he will be focusing more on the Grip X. So if you're in the market for an outstanding newer handle material, go check out Grip Tech Industries, Grip Tech Official, and load up the cart and use the discount code T10 for 10% off your next purchase.
I've used it. It's awesome.
It's fantastic.
Cool. So what's your next project? What are you working on besides this chef knife?
I have 2 more chef knives. I have about 5 things. Well, no, 4 things. 2 chef knives and a chupacabra. A couple things to just wrap up that are there at the finishing edge, and then I have I still have a bunch of those chef knives that we forged out that I need to get done, but I also have 5 or 6 billets of some cool patterns that we've done that I want to finish up there. So that's really the focus right now.
You should get those all like
the stainless billet. Like I got a bunch of stuff.
But you should get a bunch of those like, okay, I'm going to do chef knives and batch like 4 of them at the same time and do the same processes on and do like 4 of them.
Yep.
That'll get you motivated. Well, at least until you get to hand sanding.
Well, that's what happened. That's where I got stuck in bailing out on the hand sanding. I just got to get through all the Jerid effect builds, and then we'll focus on some.
There's a machine that'll help you out with that.
I do use it all the time.
Yes.
Mainly to get through that first grit, though.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know. There's still a labor of love of actually just hand sanding on the higher finishes that I
Yeah.
enjoy. So, but I just don't like doing it for 8 hours. That's all. That's straight.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Of course, we're talking about the sand shark. So if you guys need help hand sanding, get yourself a hand sanding machine. The Sand Shark from yours
get yourself
truly.
a pair of hands, another pair of hands. Hire yourself a
Yes, get someone else to do it.
yeah.
But yeah, shameless plug for yours truly. Get a Sand Shark on my website. It will help you with your hand sanding.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I was thinking about was actually posting some of or the blade show pics that I took that I have not posted yet. Now that it's been about over a month now, try to
I didn't
relive
post
all that.
any of those pictures from Blade Show.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, I'm just not a good social media person.
Me either, as of lately. So
yeah,
but yeah, I was thinking about doing that and kind of spreading out the Blade Show spirit over a little bit of time here. So you get that flood of everybody doing it right after,
Yeah,
and then there's good.
I usually do a Blade Show recap YouTube video, but since I did the Blade Show pre video, I didn't think people wanted to hear more about Blade Show and everything that happened. So yeah, I didn't do it, which is usually where I put those pictures. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. I am just not much into Instagram these days. I'm not posting much. I don't have the occasional story, but not, you know, the pictures like from Coop and stuff like that. Of course, I'll post, but other than that, I haven't really put much out on Instagram lately.
That's something I got to do too, is finish up my website.
Yeah, get on it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you using for that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, my wife surprised me with the domain and the
so you have the domain.
I have the domain. I have a website that's, but it's just she just slapped it together real quick, and then we were supposed to sit down and.
What did she buy the domain on?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh.
I can't remember. Yeah, Brent and I were just having this conversation the other day, and I couldn't recall. So,
my website's through GoDaddy, and their website builder is super easy.
Yeah.
So especially if you got the domain through them, their website builder is free.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
I haven't spent any a second working on it. So, but that's something I got to do too as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here doing nothing. It's great. Join me. It's good times. Yeah. So I did watch this thing, and we're gonna wrap this up real quick because it's almost an hour now, and I'm actually tired. So, I was watching this YouTube video. So I started. You fall asleep in the quiet? You have any noise? Are you
No.
You need white noise of any kind of fan or something like that? You're just silence and you're out.
I'm a silent room kind of person.
Yeah, not me.
I can fall asleep in front of the TV downstairs, but not in my bedroom for some reason.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's quiet, I ain't sleeping. So I always have something going. We have fan noises, sound machines, waves, fucking like it's pretty loud in my room. But Lynn's the same way. I prefer the TV.
So she's in the same room.
No, I'm saying like with the TV, like all of that stuff. I prefer the TV to be on, and I'll pass out in 3 seconds. But if it's off, and she's complete opposite, so we have the sound machine and all that crap like that. But anyway, so I'll sometimes I'll put an earbud in and I'll put some dumbass YouTube thing on. So I actually found this channel that's called Boring History to Fall Asleep to. Dude,
is it really what it's called?
I swear that's exactly what it's called. And I searched it and I was like, because I used to listen to this one called Weird History, and they're like 15-minute clips, and normally by then I normally fall asleep, but this one's there, I can't believe there's like, it's a huge channel. I can't believe there's that many people that subscribe to this dumbass channel, but they're long ass videos and they are videos, but they're not really. So anyways, I've been doing that, and then every now and again though I'll put one that like piques my interest, and then I'm like trying to fight to stay awake because I'm trying to listen. It's kind of counterproductive, but I did find one about what it would be like if you were an actual blacksmith in the Middle Ages, and it was interesting. The It is just it was definitely not as glamorous as we make it out to be now. Like I
I
think,
don't think it's been glamorous at all.
I don't know, man. There's, yeah, watch all the channels and all the, the about, being, I can't think of the word. Um God damn it, when you're doing it,
Prestigious?
yeah, yeah, or traditional. You're doing the traditional blacksmithing and stuff. But they were just kind of going off about like there wasn't even, it was mostly barter. There wasn't really actual money. So like you're gonna make a fucking wagon wheel for 3 chickens.
For
And I was
food.
like, yeah, for food. And then you're like in charge of like, you're always on call because somebody's fucking plow breaks or something like that. And like I don't know, it was about 15-20 minutes on this video of what it was like and the conditions and everything. And I was just like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch this before I started all this crap, because this shit did.
I guess it depends what kind of, were you the blacksmith for the royal court? Were you the blacksmith for
Even
like
worse,
the
they were talking about, like, if you were for the royal court, you probably had these fucking holier than thou, better than you customers that didn't want to pay you and wanted everything right away and had to be perfect. Can you imagine like fitting up some top fucking little knight of some kind that was like, no, this doesn't fit right, like, because if it's too big, they're gonna, they can't move, and if it's too tight, they can't, their life depends on it. Like, I don't know, man, the whole thing just didn't, it put a whole spin on it that I was just like, oh man, this would be horrible.
yeah.
No
Y-
tools, your tools break, you got to make new tools. I mean, like,
Your
yeah,
your only tool is a hammer and a spinning stone. That's
yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it. Yeah, it was, coal forge bellows, and like starting your apprenticeship, they were like starting kids out at like 7 years old. So by 17 you had a 10-year apprenticeship already there, and that's, your back's already fucked up.
Yeah,
you
you
know
already have the beginnings of lung cancer by then
yeah,
from the coal and
yep, exactly. The life expectancy was less than any other tradesman. Like, it was interesting. That one kept me up for a little bit, so. But
yeah. Yeah, I'm not that much into forging, the traditional ways. I'm always looking for the shortcuts and yeah, that's
no, yeah,
bullshit.
I agree. I agree. Thank God they made a press and a power hammer, because
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But
Uh, I got to forge out that the nickel storm, the other nickel storm buoy I did with the channel. Well, I have the other
Mhm.
piece from that, so I'm
Okay.
forging the buoy to that one.
Yeah, God, I have so much shit. I got the feather billet that Micah and I did that I want to forge. Ugh,
Get busy, man.
it's a good problems to have.
Yeah,
Too much to do.
yeah. It's that whole pesky day job thing.
It's really, really lame.
Oh, um, what do you got for who do you got for Maker Spotlight?
Oh, I have not ready. The channel, the guy's name is Nelson Chen Knives.
I was not following him,
Yeah.
so tell me
Yeah.
about him.
So yeah, I am trying to get there. He's a cleaver specialist, and he is on
Cleaver.
a cleaver specialist is what it says, and it says he's on hiatus, but he just was posting something not too long ago. He's got 1,683 followers. The IG handle is just that, his name, Nelson Chen Knives. But yeah, he popped up in my feed, and I was looking at some of the stuff he was doing, and I was just like, good God, a lot of hamon. He had this real cool post about a knife that he made. Um, and it's been used weekly for I think 5 years. And the patina on it it's the first post that he's got up there. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and to be clear, we're talking about mostly Chinese cleavers here. We're not talking about big bone cleavers. These
Okay.
are,
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
You go check it out and see all of them. But yeah, really cool stuff. And I thought I'd just give him a shout. So
Yeah. I see he's got ones with hollow grinds in the center, like S grind kind of things.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, he's got some beautiful stuff.
yeah, really good stuff.
A lot of Japanese-ish, Chinese-ish influence, I think. A lot of wah handles. Yeah.
A lot of wall handles. Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Really
cool.
cool stuff. Yeah. And I like I said, just randomly popped up in my feed and I was like, that patina just looks fucking incredible.
Very cool.
I dig patina. So yeah, go check them out. Give them a follow. Tell them the boys at Triple T sent you. Who you got?
I have someone, Benjamin's 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 underscore Blades. He's only got 256 followers. Hobby knife maker in Western Australia. Just some really nice
257.
stuff. I love that the second knife in his
Oh yeah,
grid there.
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, really nice.
He's doing satin finish. Look at him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's the lighting or because the third picture is that same knife and it looks, yeah, it must just be the lighting. Yeah, some beautiful, beautiful work. Some nice, if you scroll down, he's got some cool chef knife handles, just some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good to spotlight some of the, I don't know if he's a newer maker, but, only 256 followers. We need to give this guy some love.
Absolutely.
And get him to show his stuff off to more people.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So Benjamin's underscore Blades, go give him a follow.
Do it.
Do it now. All right, man. Anything fun coming up this week, or it's all work and no play?
That is it. And you're busy all weekend, huh?
I have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday class, and of course, if you look at the weather, it's like a pyramid from now until Thursday. The temperature goes up every day, and it peaks on Thursday, and then it starts ramping down. And Thursday is the day we have to forge. So
it's 100 and oh god,
that's by you.
Yeah, I'm a couple hotter.
Yeah, it's 94 here. So I emailed the guys 94. Emailed the guys and said, look, we're going to optimize for fewer forge weld sessions.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be doing, I think,
start early and
definitely starting early, but we're going to do twist Damascus so we don't have to restack. And that'll be our cladding. And then we're going to do the second forge weld, the twist Damascus, copper core, and then forge that. So hopefully we'll be done by 1 p.m., which is right when the sun hits the forging area.
yeah.
So that's the goal, to be done by early afternoon, and then profiling. And I'd like to have those chef knives even heat treated that first day, so we can temper them overnight and continue working on them, because they're going to have to, I want them to take them through the etching process. So they're going to have to hand sand those blades while they're here. So that's going to take them some time. So, but they're here for 3 days. So
Two guys,
both Patreon members. One guy actually you met at Jeff Brumbaugh. You met at Blade Show. Maybe you met him. I don't know if you.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I know.
I think you did.
Yeah.
He's coming, and then Dan, another one of my Patreon members.
They're not local though, right?
Neither one's local. One's
Yeah.
Oklahoma, if I'm doing it from memory, and the other
Yeah.
one's in North or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. Dan's from, I think it's North Carolina. So
Cool.
they get to experience the California weather, but I told them we might be jumping in the pool after the second Forge Weld, and we'll see how it goes.
Horrible. Yeah, that's gotta suck. Right on.
Hey, I invited you over for a pool, and you declined, so
I did. I was golfing.
you're golfing next time. Well,
Yep.
hopefully I ever get these damn jet skis back.
Yeah, that's what I'm into right there.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Hopefully, I was gonna say mid-July. It's already the 7th of July already. We're almost in mid-July.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Yep.
I got 5 weeks, and I'm going to be in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Yeah. As that date gets closer and closer, I'm less and less bummed that I'm not going. What day is it?
I think
the 15th.
Yeah, it's the weekend of the 15th.
Yeah, and then sure shit, I'll be in, I think, Washington that week anyway, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to go.
It's the 15th, 16th, and then I'm at North Star Forge the 17th and 18th.
Yeah,
and fly back the 19th.
Yeah, it wasn't going to work out anyway, so
yeah.
But right on. Well, I'm good, man. I'm tired. Let's wrap this thing up.
All right, man. I've had enough of you too.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
I can't find the damn button. All right. Bye.
Yes. We've heard that.
You suck.
Dennis can't find a button. Dennis can't find a button. And that's a wrap.